Get my vibe set up here. How's that look? Alright, what's going on, Print Hustlers? Bruce from Printavo here. Today I want to talk to you guys about burnout. This is part of the community that happens, but isn't something that we always cover, right? It's the mental health aspect of it. We're all working super hard, and we've accepted that a lot of our business has so much of our energy that's dedicated to it. And part of that kind of stereotype is that this stuff just kind of happens, right? This feeling and this change. But I've done a lot of research, and I want to share a couple things with you guys that I feel like could help, especially as shop owners. You guys have so much going on, let alone being a business owner, but with physical goods going through, potential mistakes, you're doing a high volume of custom goods that are happening. I feel like there's things that we could do to better prepare ourselves mentally for the long haul. So burnout, of course, comes from multiple areas and multiple sources. It could be lack of sales. It could be the ups and downs of the business. Again, it could be mistakes of the orders. People, hiring, firing, all that stuff creates this kind of lack of focus mentally where you get all of these ups and downs. And it puts you in a position where it's really hard to be able to concretely focus on one thing at a time and then move to the next one, which creates this huge scattered area and develops more anxiety and stress. Now, some of us really start to see this usually around lack of motivation. Doing the same things that you used to do that you really like to, it just weren't as fun, or it was tiresome to get up, or even you didn't want to go into the office that day, and that happens more and more and more and starts building on each other. That is a telltale sign right there of burnout. Now, I'm sure this sounds kind of familiar for some of you guys. I've definitely gone through ups and downs with that too, to be perfectly candid. And there's some things that I've done personally as well that's helped me get through that and that you guys can help and that I've been reading with as well. So I've really found that it comes down to three big things here. One, not enough focus and just constantly changing and switching attention. Two, way too much work that we've taken on. Way too many things that we've said yes to, things that are happening, whether it's personal, on top of the business, everything that's happening at the same time. You've got all of these different roots of things that are happening. And then three, that goes right alongside that, is just not delegating well enough. So as a small business starts, we all get going by doing everything, right? We're doing sales, you guys are printing, I'm coding, we're doing support, we're talking to people, we're working with customers, everything, right? Every single part of the business, we start doing everything. As we start to realize that we need help and hire the first couple people, we start to give them roles, and it's very clear what they need to be doing. I need someone to print. I need someone to do design. I need someone to help me with supporting customers and answering questions. Those become very, very evident. But what is hard then is right after those couple of roles of delegating the tasks that you usually have done through the beginning to then and getting those off your plate. So what happens is we end up sitting there and something comes up and we just happen to do it. An order has a mistake, you just hop in and try to figure it out instead of creating that process for the team to be able to handle it, right? Anything that happens, we end up just diving in and just doing it on top. This is all the way on top of everything else that we've been doing, right? And so we keep doing it. And regardless of it being big or small, we keep adding that stuff on. And eventually you have, it builds and it keeps building and it keeps building. And it's the beginning stages of burnout right there. On top of it, we're doing maybe 10, 20 things at the same time, and not everything are things that we enjoy. So sure, you could do things that you don't quite enjoy for a long time, but eventually it does catch up. It does catch up, and on top of it, you're throwing off all the stuff that you're not delegating correctly, and that, again, builds into more of that burnout feeling. What's worse is this is so cancerous to our business. It's strangling our business and the potential growth that it could have because we're not creating the proper processes and functions and roles for those people. We're not creating the management and departmental pieces of the business that a bigger business would have, right? We talk about wanting a flat and different culture and this and that, but Bigger businesses have departmental and structure and people and managers for a reason. And I can guarantee you, when you guys start to bring on those people, whether a head of operations or a head production manager, or creating these kind of print groups and each one has a lead, or the head designer or head of sales, and you're able to start to afford it, it's going to take more of that off of your plate so that you can be able to focus on the things that you like and that create the higher amount of value for your business. It's something that I always personally struggle with too, right? Because you like doing certain things. You want to just hop in and do it. But by not giving those tasks off and creating processes and working to add people that can own those aspects of the business without you being there, it's strangling the business. So when you do feel that burnout aspect happening, and when we do kind of feel that sense of more and more stress and anxiety, really always take a step back. Always stop what's going on all the time. Push more off your plate. Take additional time off. Find that activity or meditation type of state that you really enjoy. It could be going to the gym, could be skateboarding, playing guitar, being with family, just time off, a vacation, a weekend trip, anything like that. That really helps. Create that mental clarity also by writing it down. They say in these articles, you really should write it all down as far as what you're doing and where you want to go with it, and make sure you're looking at that and comparing both of those. So for example, with that to-do task list that you're supposed to be doing, making sure to focus on that instead of hopping off and switching gears constantly like that, which again builds that pressure and pressure again. So if you don't like dealing with the back and forth of the customers, that's the perfect thing. Delegate off. Spend the extra time up front, hire someone really great, overpay them, and work with them so that they then can own that and you can keep focusing on the things that you totally care about. And I'm sure as businesses grow, there's always new and changing problems, but that's why we're business owners, though, to be able to handle those ups and downs. With that said, I would love more feedback as far as what you guys have done personally. Drop them in the comments below. Any other articles to share, would love to hear it.